Hello. It is London Marathon Week and Manchester Marathon Week. Where's the time gone? It felt like it was the right time to show you guys how to do my marathon makeup, because I get so many questions of people saying, how do you get your makeup to stay on? Mine would fly off. Can you do a tutorial? And I thought this week I'm going to sit down and actually do it. I am not a makeup expert. I'm very basic in the makeup I put on my skin, but I thought I would just do it today. Before I start, I did just want to say, people will ask, why do you wear makeup for a marathon? It makes me feel confident. You do not have to wear makeup for your marathon if you don't want to. If you appreciate the extra 10 minutes or 20 minutes in bed, go for it. But this is for the girls who want to wear some makeup for the marathon, they don't know what to wear. I'm going to go through exactly what products I use and everything now. Before I actually do my makeup, I obviously do my skincare, and in the morning of the marathon I won't use any acids. Like in my skincare routine I use like BHAs. In the evenings I use like retinols and stuff, but that's besides the point. I go very simple on the day. I use hyaluronic acid, this one's from The Ordinary. I then use a moisturizer, this one's from Clinique, it's the Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion, and then I use SPF on my face, and I use the COSRX one, which is like factor 50. I have extremely dry skin. Like if I wash my face and dry it, my face already feels very tight, so I like to put a lot of moisturizer and a lot of moisture back in my skin anyway. So I start off with brow gel. I like the Benefit 24-hour brow setter because it will last. It literally is like glue for your eyebrows. It is very expensive though, so alternatively you can also use the Got To Be Glued Brows and Edges gel, and this is very good as well. A few people have asked me like, what time do I get up if I do my makeup? And to be honest, makeup for me is like the least of my worries in the morning. I feel like a broken record talking about my IBS, but genuinely that is my biggest problem. That is why I get up so early. I have to give myself 3 hours to get ready, not because my makeup takes long, it takes me like 20 minutes, but because I have to make sure I eat so I can go to the toilet. And it is a nightmare. It is awful, and it really stresses me out, and I've got to have like a perfect low fibre diet a few days before to make sure I have no issues. Yeah, it's a sad time, but my makeup genuinely takes me like 20 minutes, but on marathon day I will wake up 3 hours before I'm meant to leave. I feel a lot more prepared when I get up that early. So foundation, I've always gone for this one, which is the Clinique Even Better Glow. This isn't my shade right now because I haven't got any fake tan on, so it's like a little bit orangey, but it's got SPF in and it's really light. I like to use very light coverage products so it doesn't look cakey. But I actually did an ad with Revlon a few months ago, and I have been using this quite a lot. I actually use this on Tokyo Marathon Day. I use like a mix of the two, so I'm just going to use a mix of the two, but their consistency is so similar. It's very light and quite watery. When I used to have really dry flaky skin, I could not use brushes at all in my makeup routine. It always had to be a beauty blender, so I'm just really grateful now that I can actually use a brush. But I go in with a brush first. Sorry, this is literally like broken. I go in with a brush first and then I kind of dab any excess off with a beauty blender. I am now going in with concealer. The NARS concealer it's my favourite concealer, but it's also the only concealer I've really tried and used for a long time. Use my concealer on the places where I know I'm gonna go red, so I actually put more here, which I wouldn't normally do, but it just makes my face not really look super red if I'm like flush cheeks. I am not running Manchester or London this year. I ran London 2 years ago, which you'll know is like my first ever marathon, and it kind of kick-started this journey. It took me 6 hours 9 minutes to do it, and I think that was kind of the start of my social media, can you say career, because I feel like it's going to be so short-lived, but my social media stint that's going on right now. It was actually such a hard marathon because I was so new to it. I was so undertrained. I feel like social media now has turned into such a running oriented space. So many people do marathons. When I ran London in 2023, I think that was like the beginning of Run Talk, but I was doing my dissertation. I wasn't really on TikTok for exercise reasons, so I felt like the only person running a marathon, which obviously I wasn't. But it meant I did so many things wrong. I didn't know you were meant to get to the start, your start wave, an hour or 2 hours before. I rocked up to the start line, well, to the entrance for the marathon, and my wave was already lining up. I was so late. Like, I look back now, I'm like, oh my god, I was behind. But I think marathon running is such a, you live and you learn. Like, you can have all the advice in the world, but you doing it is going to give you the best advice, I think. Next is contour and blush. So I kind of just do my cheeks. Honestly, I think I've got an obsession with contouring my nose. Like, it is just so cute. I don't really do much on my forehead because my forehead is quite short. Gosh, I didn't even say what this was. I use the Milk Makeup Contour because it's very cool toned, but then I also sometimes use the Charlotte Tilbury one, which looks a bit more like a bronzer. This year I am just going down to London to support my mom because she is running her first marathon ever. She's 57. I signed her up to the marathon and she had no idea, and then she got a random email a few months later being like, congratulations, you got into the London Marathon. And I was like, I couldn't believe that she actually got in, because this year I think there was a record number of people who applied for London. It was like 800,000. So I was like, there's no way she's getting in, and she got in. I'm going in with cream blush now. This is the Rare Beauty one in Hope. Like, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I've actually almost got to the end of this. This blush lasts forever. I think I've had this blush for like 2 or 3 years at this point, which means it's probably expired. But does anyone listen to makeup expiry dates? Because I definitely do not. Maybe I should, I don't know. So this is the part now where I would spray my face with the NYX setting mist, the dewy one. I don't have any right now, I've run out, which is great since I'm trying to show you exactly what I do. I take my NYX spray and I go like, my face is wet, it is wet, and then I get my fan and I fan my face and I let it dry. So your face now should be very dewy and wet, and it should, if you went out like this, you'd probably be like, this is going to slide off my face. But this is what makes it look natural, and then it's what you do next that makes it stay in place. So we're now moving on to the powder section. Well, this is actually quite a lot. So I go in with my Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. I use a powder puff, and I literally will go underneath my eyes and set my cheek, and then can you see on the top of my eyelid it's like kind of clumped together? So before I set my eyelids, I literally just go back over it like this and blend out any bits that have like creased, and then whatever is left on the powder puff, I will kind of just set the rest of my face. Going in with my contour, it is the Makeup Forever Artist Sculpt in Precious Latte. Why are names for things so strange? In my cheeks, along the top of my head. Then I will take a teeny tiny brush, like this one, and I'll go under my nose. I basically just put powder where I put the cream contour. Using the Kylie Jenner blush in Winter Kiss. Like, I've got a lot of makeup on, but it's not looking too intense. And that is what we want, because I don't want to do super intense eyeshadow or eye makeup and stuff. I keep it very natural on the eyes and really just focus on the base. I'm going in with mascara. I have tried and tested every single waterproof mascara, and they all smudge when I run. This one that has never done that. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Zero Smudge Lengthening Mascara. Kind of an expensive purchase, but even if you save it for like nights out or marathons, worth it. No smudge lines. It is my favourite. But this is where I use my secret weapon, which is the L'Oreal spray. It's called like 36-hour hold facial setting mist. It is not a setting spray, it is not wet. It is like, if you could imagine putting hairspray on your face, that is what it's like. It is, once you put this on, you do not want to touch your face or try to edit any part of your makeup. It is very much, it is locked in. So do not use this unless you are happy with your makeup and you do not want to edit anything, because once you try, if you try to change your makeup once this is on, it looks not very good. So if you just imagine, I'm like, there we go. Now I'm doing the last thing, which is my lips. Sometimes use a lip stain. If I'm using a lip stain, which I would recommend if you're running a marathon, Serum Beauty lip stain in Pink, and I will just let this sit for about, not even that long, probably about 3 minutes till it's dry, and then I'll take it off with some tissue. And I will either go in with MAC lip liner in Whirl, or my trusty, which is absolutely ran to the ground, my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in, it's called like Pillow Talk 2 or Pillow Talk, oh I just spat at the camera then, sorry. It's called like Pillow Talk 2 or Pillow Talk Deep. So I'll do Pillow Talk on this side. So that is Pillow Talk. This is Whirl. So Whirl is like a bit more like neutral shade, like it's a bit more my lip colour. And then I go in with my lip gloss. This is embarrassing, I actually take this lip gloss in my vest with me when I run. And I might add a few little like beauty spots, because I've got one here, so I just kind of make it a bit more prominent, just to make it look a bit more natural. This is literally my marathon makeup. It's very basic, but it works. But massive good luck if you are running London or Manchester this weekend. If you are running London, send me your bib number so I can track you, because I'm going to be jibbing around the course looking for my mum, giving her gels and things, so if I can spot you, I will try to spot you. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.